And he answered, possibly.
Okay, Edith Hernandez joining us live. She's a student reporter there at the school. We thank you so much for all of that information. Again, it now appears, according to Edith, that there were 2 phone calls. The first, according to Edith, the caller said that there was a bomb on the Cal State LA campus, and then the second call, apparently from the same person, said you have 2 hours. We want to bring you up to date with what's going on just before 2 o'clock on this Thursday afternoon. The entire campus of Cal State Los Angeles in East LA, just near the 10 freeway, being evacuated right now, and that evacuation is ongoing. 15 to 20,000 students being allowed to drive off campus because of a threat that came in, and that threat came in just after 11 o'clock this morning. Our Dave Lopez talked to someone from the bomb squad and also the chief of police of the campus chief of police there at Cal State LA, telling them that the threat had come in from a payphone and that they responded to a restaurant where that payphone is located in El Monte. Authorities apparently have a pretty good description of the suspect from some witnesses there who saw a man or a young man using the phone booth, and they are now searching for that suspect. They took somebody in for questioning, but then let that person go and not connect the two. Let's go back up live to our helicopter right now. Megan Reyes in Sky 9 over the scene as the evacuation continues. Megan?
Well, evacuation is continuing. Most of the students have been taken off the campus here at Cal State LA. Now, you're looking at a live shot here. This is the student housing of Cal State Los Angeles. If you're familiar with the campus, it's somewhat on the northeast section. And that's really the only place right now where we're seeing a lot of the police personnel. This is, we understand this might be somewhat of the part of the command post. We do see some bomb vehicles, LAPD bomb squad. Earlier, we saw one of the K9 German Shepherds walking around with the officer, and they were just kind of scouting the area. So the campus, as you can see, much better as far as the traffic concerned. Earlier we had a lot of traffic getting out of the campus. It was an orderly fashion, but as we zoom up a little there, pan up, we're going to see, now look at that. Most of the students, faculty, and staff have been taken off the campus. Now, we are seeing a few cars here and there. These are the last stragglers getting off of the campus. As far as pedestrian traffic, we are seeing a few individuals walk around the campus. Perhaps they are the last ones to evacuate, but it almost looks like a ghost town there. Down below, Cal State LA evacuated, closed until further notice. And now law enforcement, now that they're finishing up this evacuation, you can see, I believe that might be a student there with a duffel bag just kind of trying to get off campus. Now that most of the students, faculty, and staff have been taken off the campus, now they can concentrate on the task, how they're going to deal with this possible threat, and go forward with that with all the resources that the law enforcement officials have.
A lot of buildings there to search, and perhaps that's why they canceled classes for the rest of the day. They do predict that students will be allowed to come back onto the campus tomorrow. But right now, Megan, it looks like the evacuation proceeds, but the search has yet to begin. And again, that's going to be a long search for those law enforcement officials.
Yeah, it's going to take quite some time. Cal State LA, a pretty good-sized campus, a lot of buildings there. And now, of course, we heard officials saying they can't really search inch by inch, but that's what they're essentially going to have to do. They have all the resources. Time is on their side right now. Once they know that everybody's on the campus safely, they can start planning, okay, how are we going to do this? What resources do we need? We have LA County Sheriffs. We have CHP assisting us. We have the LAPD bomb squad. Those guys are great. They have the tools where they can go in. They have the robotic, robot there that can go in and search areas. And again, officer safety is going to be number one concern as well. They also have K9 dogs, bomb sniffing dogs. So they're going to be going inch by inch. And again, the concentration that we see now, we can't say the threat is at the student housing, but that's where we see a lot of the bomb squad setting up right now. Perhaps they're kind of figuring out how we're going to start dealing with this once we know everybody has been safely evacuated.
Megan Reyes live overhead in Sky 9. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're just joining us, this is continuing coverage here on KCAL 9 News at 2 o'clock. A big breaking news story this afternoon here in Los Angeles at Cal State LA. This is East LA, where 15 to 20,000 students are being evacuated right now because of a bomb threat that was phoned into the El Monte Police Department. According to the chief of police there at the campus police, the bomb squad is on the scene. A tremendous response by law enforcement, students, and staff being moved off the campus that includes a charter school and a performing arts school there on the campus. Now, we want to stress that authorities have not found any sort of device, and this might have been a hoax phone call. All of this is just a precaution. Let's go back up live to our Megan Reyes. She's in Sky 9 for the very latest. Megan?
And we're looking at pictures of students there from Cal State Los Angeles. These students are being escorted off the campus. They are walking off the campus right now. Now they're heading toward where the student housing is. Again, we're looking for any law enforcement in this picture, whether or not they're escorting them. But again, it's an orderly fashion. Around 12 o'clock is when the evacuation began. Earlier we just saw a lot of traffic, but everything was just very orderly. And you can see they don't really seem to be too concerned. They're walking off the campus here in a orderly manner. But again, just evidence that they're getting the pedestrian traffic off the school. Perhaps a few people were left behind, not realizing the nature of the incidents, the threats. But these are students that are heading back into the housing area. So perhaps law enforcement officials feel it's okay to let them in. Perhaps there's not a threat in the student housing area. But again, the entire campus of Cal State LA is shut down. And I want to remind you, if you do have a child attending the Alliance Charter School, which is on the campus of Cal State LA, they have been safely evacuated off campus, and we believe the Los Angeles County High School Performing Arts, those students have been safely evacuated as well. Sandra?
All right, Megan Reyes live overhead in Sky 9. Let's go to our Dave Lopez. He is right there on the scene for us this afternoon. Dave?
We're parking lot 7 at Hellman. Just a few minutes ago, a lot of the students who live in the dorms right over my left shoulder, you can see a few of them walking, the one with the pink backpack, and I don't know, Carl, can you see the squad cars up there as well? You see the squad cars. That's the back entrance of the student housing here on campus right off Hellman. They made the announcement that the bomb threat that was called in had nothing to do with the housing, that the units have been checked and they've been cleared, and a number of students, I would guess maybe about 100 of them that were here in the parking lot, have now gone back into their dorms. They've been assured that everything is safe and sound. Now, as far as the campus goes itself, it continues to be shut down. Over my right shoulder, you see more of those students who are on the other part of the parking lot here are making their way back to their dorms. Classes are canceled for the rest of the day. That, according to the Chief of Police, Joseph Serreri, who also told me on camera, we didn't have enough time to turn that around for you, but he told me on camera that, as you mentioned, the call came in precisely at 10:45, we are now told, from a payphone in front of a restaurant. Now, the chief told me originally it was a Carl's Jr. We have now found out that it is not a Carl's Jr. So, excuse me, so we want to clarify that. But the call came in from a payphone near a restaurant right there, and then the police tried to call that number back. Nobody answered. They stopped someone who met a description, patrons that saw someone using that payphone at that particular time. The call was very simple. I have placed a bomb on the Cal State LA campus. You have 2 hours. And because of the events in Boston, the chief said we were not going to take any chances whatsoever. Not every building on campus, I'm told, has been checked, but right now they are continuing to go through the main part of the campus. Again, the dorms have been cleared, so it's all clear here at the dorm area. But as far as the campus goes, school is out until tomorrow. So far, it appears to be a hoax. The 2-hour window has come and gone, but in light of what's been going on in this world, you can't take any chances. Reporting live from the campus here at LA State, I'm Dave Lopez, KCAL 9 News.
Dave, you're